Well, we just hit 1,600 subscribers, so I figured I better get off my ass and put a review out. Hey guys, welcome to Happy Wax TV. So yeah, thank you very much, all the new subscribers. We just got over the hump of 1,600, so we're moving right along. Hoping to hit the 2,000 mark by Christmas time. That would be awesome. Yeah, so if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. That would be mighty nice of you. Okay, so tonight we're talking about a movie called Derailed. I have a whole ton of movies that I've watched in the last little while. I just haven't had time to do reviews or any videos of that nature. Work's been really busy. And then I had my other laptop that I do all my editing on. The hard drive decided to shit the bed. So I lost all my stuff. So I've slowly been kind of regaining all my intros and editing software and all that crap. So this laptop right here is slow as fuck. So until I get my new one back, hopefully this week, I have to use this one. So this ought to be fun editing this video. So anyways, that out of the way. Yeah, we're going to talk about Derailed. It came out last week and I wanted to do a review on it the day it came out, but like I said, we had technical issues, so yeah, it just hasn't been a good week. So anyways, so this movie, Derailed, when it came out, I was excited for it. I did a trailer review for it. I actually counted down the days till this was released because the trailer looked fucking awesome. And then I finally sat down and watched it. And yeah, I don't know. I wasn't overly impressed with it. I hate to say it. I mean, it's got a great fucking premise, a great idea. But yeah, I don't know. It just didn't do anything for me. It's directed by Dale Fabregat, and he also was one of the writers on it. And his name, I was actually excited for this because he did another movie that I was actually kind of raving about in the trailer review, called Area 407, which I thought was great. So, I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, this movie is not like terrible. Obviously, it's lacking a budget, but I don't know, man. I mean, you throw Lance Henriksen in there as one of your main stars, and you've sold me on it because I'm a huge Lance fan. I love him, and I will watch anything that he's in, but I just, and it's one of these appearances where he's in it, for like literally 30 seconds at the beginning of the movie, and then through the whole movie, he's in it for 30 seconds, and then he walks off screen, and I was like, motherfuckers, that had better not be the only time he's in this movie if you're going to cast him. You know what I mean? Like such a huge name, but at the end there, he does have some good scenes there at the end, so. He is in this movie a little bit, so more than some movies. I'll give him that much. But yeah, I don't know. It's just it's a great idea, and I know it didn't have a huge budget, but I've seen lower budgeted movies that just kick ass, and I don't know, man. This movie, it just like the acting seemed kind of blasé. You know what I mean? Like a lot of them were just kind of cashing it in. In fact, sometimes. In the first act there, actually in the first, second, and third act, in some cases, it actually looked like they were just reading cue cards, or you know what I mean, like just to get through their lines. It just seemed kind of forced and not, I don't know, man, just not overly emotional, I guess. So basically what this movie revolves around is one of those murder mystery trains, which is a cool idea. And then... So the first act is we meet the characters. They get in their train car, I guess, and set up for this murder mystery. And then it starts, and you don't know. I don't want to give spoilers or too many of them away, but they get set up in the train car, and then we think the murder mystery starts. And then, well, I mean, I'm not going to spoil anything here because it's in the trailer, but then it turns out to be an actual robbery. One of the characters in the murder mystery turns out, well, actually, there's a couple of them, but so it turns into a robbery. And while that's going on, one of the accomplices makes it to the front car, or I guess the the main train, the one that pulls the train, the engine car, I guess, whatever the fuck you call it, I can't remember. But anyways, so and both conductors get shot, right? And so this thing is on like full blow, you know what I mean? Like it's just booking it like a bat out of hell, and it derails. Okay, and this is the second act of the movie. After it derails, the thing starts to go into this lake that it kind of derails and goes off into, and then they have to make decisions on what they want to do, if they want to stay in the train car as it sinks and wait for help, or if they want to swim to shore. And this is where I really had issues with this movie. The first act, during the murder mystery and stuff, we'll meet the characters, and the acting was not that good. Like it was okay. Some of the actors were okay, but it just, again, it seemed kind of forced, and I don't know. I just had a hard time getting into it. But it was this second act when the train goes in the water. And I get it, it's a low-budgeted movie, so I mean the CGI of the train being in the water was not very good. But it was low budget, and I'll give it to it. And then we meet the creature that's in this movie, and that's why I was excited for this movie. Now I will give this movie props. The creature was kind of unique looking, and I mean I love old school practical effects, which this creature was for the most part. Just a guy in a rubber suit, we know this, but it looked fucking cool the way his double mouth opened. I thought that was pretty cool, you know what I mean? But the creature wasn't in it near enough, I didn't think. And then the other thing too that really kind of bothered me and took me out of this movie was when they were swimming from the train car to the shore. Like, I mean, it God honestly looked like they just went to somebody's backyard, turned the lights out, so it was kind of blackened, and they were just swimming in a fucking swimming pool, and just threw some like tropical plants around the edges of the pool, which is maybe what they did, which is why it looked like that. But I mean, if you're trying to pull off a lake scene here, I mean, give it some scale. You know what I mean? Like, try and make it look bigger than it is, and they just didn't pull it off. It looked like someone's backyard swimming pool. Even when they were getting out of the water, you know how you swim to the edge of the pool and you have to lift yourself up, and like that's the same thing they were doing here. I mean, when was the last time you ever had to fucking do that in a lake? I mean, normally you just swim up to the shore and then walk out of it. You know what I mean? So it's just, I don't know. This second act had swimming pool written all over it, and at that point it just took me right out of this film. As cool as the creature is, I was like, I don't know, man. Like, again, I've seen some low budget movies. I'm going to give you an example of one called Big Legend, and I mean that movie fucking killed it. Okay, and that had like, not a very big budget at all. And I don't know the budget for this movie. I'm going to say it's not huge, but I don't know, man. It didn't keep me enthralled is what I'm saying. And the final act, when they get on shore, the ones that remain, that don't get picked off by this creature, again, there were some silly moments in the ending. I don't want to give spoilers, for the twist at the end and all this sort of stuff, but it just didn't click. I was so hyped for this movie, and it just didn't work for me. And I'll tell you one thing too. You go on IMDb, and some fucking bozo in the comments section is giving it a 1 out of 10. Like, and to that person, I have to. Well, actually, I'll tell you what their name is, because it's fucking just stupid when people do this. What's this bozo's name? By W Chick or Witchick, whatever you want to call yourself, on August 7th. Like, to that person, I can honestly say you're an idiot. Okay, like, this is not a 1 out of 10 movie. It's low budget, video on demand. I mean, I don't know. These guys are trying to make the best movie they can. But it's better than a fucking 1. Like, give me a break. IMDb has it rated out of 318 kind of reviews. They're giving it a 4 out of 10. I would say that's a pretty honest view, or a pretty honest score. I would say I wouldn't fail this movie. Like, I mean, they obviously tried to put the effort in with what they had, but I'd probably give it a 5 just to pass it. But I mean, honestly, if you're listing Lance Henriksen as one of your main stars, like, I don't know, man. You got to do a better job of pulling this together. You know what I mean? Like, it was boring. It was boring, and the water scenes looked like it was in someone's pool in the backyard. Yeah, I'll give you the CGI wasn't the best, probably because lack of budget. But even the train car scene when they're trying to do the, the murder mystery and stuff. Like, I don't know. The acting was just, I don't know, man. Like, I don't want to insult anybody, but I've seen low budget movies where the acting is killer, and this acting in this movie was far from killer, unfortunately. And it's sad to say because I really was looking forward to seeing this movie. So, did I hate it? No. Did I love it? Absolutely not. I'm kind of right in the middle, which is why I'm going to give it like a 5 out of 10. So it's released now. It's on video on demand. You can watch it. I think it's on Google Play, iTunes. You can watch it on YouTube. Actually, I think it's like $4.99. So I would say, like with all the movies I review, good or bad, watch it. I mean, it's only $5. I mean, for God's sakes, like give them some fucking credit and watch their movie. You know what I mean? But I'm just being honest. I'm just trying to be honest, and it just didn't reel me in and keep me involved like I was hoping it would. I mean, I'll give them props. The creature effects were really fucking cool. We definitely need to see more of that. This original creature effects, which were practical, which was awesome. But yeah, I don't know, man. There was just a lot of scenes that were silly. The acting was bland, and it just, I mean, the lake scene really took me out of this flick because it was a fucking swimming pool with some tropical plants around it. I mean, come on. Anyways, the movie's called Derailed. It's out now. Check it out. Definitely let me know what you think of this one if you have seen it. And if you haven't seen it, please rent it and go watch it. I mean, you know, these guys worked hard on the movie. It maybe didn't meet the mark, or at least in my opinion, but still, it's worth a watch. Do you know what I mean? And don't follow this bozo on IMDb who gave it a 1. I mean, come on, man. So anyways, 5 out of 10, Derailed. Let me know what you think. Also, again, if you haven't subscribed, that would be awesome. If you did, again, we're over the 1,600 mark. I promise I have more videos coming. I'm doing my best. Again, my other laptop shit the bed, so I'm waiting for it to come back. And I just need to find the time, man. I don't do this for a living. I just do it because I love talking about horror movies. So I got to squeeze it in between volleyball and work. And there's just not a lot of time in the summer. You know what I mean? But I do have some pretty cool movies that I have watched. Most notably is Bloody Mary, or Ghost Hunters versus Bloody Mary, that Brazilian film. That is going to be my next review. I'll tell you, man, that movie is fucking amazing, and I love it. And again, it was a lower budgeted movie, but man, they pulled it off because they did it the right way. So anyways, we'll talk about that one in the next video. Derailed, check it out. Let me know what you think. And yeah, guys, as always, stay scared.